What's up, Stokers? First off, I want to say happy holidays. Thank you guys so much for listening to the pod, for being Stokers. I hope you guys have an excellent holiday season filled with fun, joy, and lots of hot chocolate. Before we dive into the podcast, I want to let you know that we are brought to you by Legends at Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens, thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast, guys. Life is busy and your well-being is important. Athletic Greens makes it so easy to get the vitamins you need every day with ease, and it tastes good. Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Visit athleticgreens.com/go deep for a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. That's athleticgreens.com/go deep. We're also brought to you by the Legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims peep, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean. Because, guys, Manscaped is one of the biggest and our favorite producers of ball trimmers. And they're the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming. And they're leaving 2022 with brand new products. Persevere Cologne and Persevere Body Wash. 2023 is the year to up your hygiene game and smell amazing. And Manscaped wants to help you do so with this special offer. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code GODEEP. Happy New Year to your balls. All right, let's start the show.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Let's pour the maple syrup and fire up a Tuesday. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the Going Deep with Chad JT podcast. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, Stokers.
We're here with the Lothario of audio engineering.
There you go.
Jake. Yeah, fuck, man. I don't know why I went with Lothario up top, but I was like, but you're more than that. You're a fucking beast. So honored to have you on the sticks.
I don't even know what that means, to be
Lothario's
honest.
the ladies' man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
seeing
you-
anyone?
No.
Okay, good.
But you
Stay focused.
You know,
Yeah.
Stay focused.
you told us in Iowa some stuff, so we know that you're out there.
Yeah, I've been swinging it a little bit, you know.
Are you on the apps?
I'm on the apps, yeah.
Nice.
I've been on the apps for like 3 years and never actually met up with a chick off the app.
Whoa.
I'll like message them, go back and forth all the time, but I'm never like, hey, I'll see you in person. I don't know why.
Do you not want to ask them on a date?
I don't think it just ever leads there. Like after like
Right.
2 days of texting, I'm usually like super disinterested, or at that
Right.
point she'll be like, hey, you got to meet my dad. And I'm like, yeah, no.
They'll say
You gotta
that?
meet my
Dude,
dad?
Yeah, dude, I always have a fear of meeting chicks' dads for some reason. I don't know.
And they're
why.
they're in a hurry to get you to meet them.
Yeah, we're getting married
Sounds
tomorrow.
like you got a real problem there, then, brother.
Dude, it's scary to meet chicks' dads.
I know.
I'm there with you.
I don't know why.
I'm trying to think how many
Always.
I've met, like in person gal I was dating. I think I've only met 2 or 3 of their dads.
All favorable experience? How were the experiences?
I had one partner who I could tell her dad did not respect me. And in retrospect, I think he was right. but we circled back and dated again, and he was nicer to me the second time. I think I'd grown up a little bit. And he was still, I was just never going to be his cup of tea.
Right.
But he was cool. It was a little bit awkward just because me and him were very different, but still not bad. I think my dad gave me good advice. I think I've said it on here before. When me and her were thinking about getting back together, I was like, I don't know, her dad doesn't like me. My dad just went, JT, no one's dad's going to like you.
Yeah.
And my brother was in the car and he was kind of offended on my behalf, but I actually appreciated it because it kind of like, it reorganized my thinking where I was like, I don't give a fuck what that guy thinks. Like, as
Right.
long as she likes me and as long as I'm good to her, that's what matters. I'll win him over in time. But if I'm sweating this guy's opinion of me, I'm already losing.
Yeah, I guess with a girl's dad, if you're dating someone with her dad, you always feel like you're going into the situation where it's like, to get him to like really like you and like to be like, dude, this is my guy. Like I think you always assume that's gonna take a lot of work.
It's time.
Yeah, because as her father, you know, you sort of put yourself in his shoes and you're like, yeah, I get it. Like, I don't
He
know.
has to be protective, and he's not going to let you all the way into like the inner sanctum of trust.
Yeah.
Just because you're charming or present well once. Like,
Yeah.
and even that dad who didn't like me, I do remember, and I'm being a little harsh. I don't think he disliked me. I remember I was really nice to her, and one time I was helping her out with something. He's like, "Hey, you really take care of her, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I try, sir."
Yeah.
And so he was generous that way. I think, yeah, you just got to prove it through
Yeah.
consistent behavior.
Over time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
Just the only thing you can really do is make sure you shake his hand well when you first meet him.
true.
That goes a long way.
Dude, if you're meeting a dad for the first time and you, because sometimes you go in for the handshake, but sometimes it's just by random chance, just your fingers get in for something.
You
I don't,
can miss.
and
I never miss.
You know, dude.
I never miss.
Sometimes I do, dude. It sucks, dude. It's weird.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, dude, I do. Just my fingers. I'm like, oh fuck, I can never look at this guy in the eyes.
Did you
again.
shake hands a lot growing up?
Yeah,
Okay, so you have experience.
yeah. But I just fucking, I don't know.
Well, yeah, because the thing is too, you don't want to be looking too much at the hand. Like you want to be holding eye contact when
Yeah.
you go in for it.
I-
Well, we can try it now.
I think maybe when it's like yeah, you want to get.
Oh,
the,
that was incredible.
You want to get the web right here.
You
between
were
the
solid.
Thumb. Thank
and
you.
your shoulders look good.
You know, I think when maybe it's when I'm not expecting it. When they're like, oh, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah. You just fucking dip your fingers in.
Very, very princely.
Yeah, dude. Kiss it.
Is it?
Yeah, man. So, I don't know.
No, it's scary. It's very scary. It's funny when you're like, because you can be so confident. Like if you met the dad, but you
Yeah.
didn't know it was your gal's dad,
Yeah,
you'd be easy peasy meeting this guy. You'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, what's up, bro? Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. How's it going? But there's something about when the pressure's on
Yeah.
and you know that it means a lot to your partner that all of a sudden you're a little bit like, you can get into kind of like fourth quarter basketball thing where like, would be embarrassing if I missed this shot.
Right.
Whereas if you're just playing pickup, you're like, oh, just hike it up there. Whatever happens, happens.
totally like that added pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Have you shook many fathers' hands of the women you've been dating?
Yeah, I actually have. I think it all, as you guys were talking about it, I kind of was thinking about it through my head. I think it all spawned from 7th grade. I was supposed to take this girl to homecoming dance, but she came back to school the next day and said I couldn't go unless I met her dad. And at this time, I was like in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Really small guy. Like I was scared of anything, any
Yeah.
authority at all, let alone some chick that I think's hot's dad.
Yeah.
So then maybe it's just like, not like PTSD, but maybe I just, ever since then too, even the next relationship I had, the girl didn't have it. Well, she had a dad, but he wasn't around.
Yeah.
So that kind of played in my favor. I don't know, man.
That's
It was-
always funny when a dad's like already being protective.
yeah.
And the daughter's like 12.
Yeah.
And I don't like there's schools where the kids are more advanced, but no one was banging at my
Exactly.
junior high. You're like, I remember this one gal's dad he was funny. He was a cool guy, but he came to school. He's like, if anyone touches my daughter on this field trip, you're all like dead men.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, dude, we're 12.
yeah.
Like, it's not that intense.
You gonna finger bang her at
Yeah.
JT?
Yeah, at maximum, she might like lock lips with someone for half a beat, but I don't think there's going to be anything, too aggressive or untoward happening.
Yeah. I can imagine with my nieces, some of the kids and their grades, come out to me like, hey, I'll be like, yeah, what the fuck do you want?
That being said, if I have a
Beat their
daughter,
ass. Yeah.
I will get a permit to carry.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, yeah.
I'll walk around with a handgun.
Open
that's
carry.
True, that's true. If
Yeah.
I have a daughter,
Do you know JT's doing open carry now?
I'm just working on my quick draw.
Yeah,
I will shoot a 12-year-old.
yeah. Dude, yeah. Totally.
Because he wants to dance with your daughter.
Yeah, that's not happening.
What's your
Sorry,
defense,
dude.
sir? You touched my daughter.
Yeah,
Tried to
she's gonna
dance
have
with
to sneak away at night without me knowing,
Yeah.
like you're supposed to.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh, that's hilarious. What else is going on?
Just been chilling, dude. I've been sick, so I've been beat up. We've been on the road a lot, and that
Yeah.
travel wore on me. We had a great trip to Denver, great trip to Salt Lake City. Then we went to Atlanta, super fun. We played at like a punk rock club.
Yeah, like it's like metal.
Yeah, you could smell the beer and the wood.
Yeah.
It was a cool area.
Cool
it was
area.
Like,
Atlanta's cool.
it was like just being gentrified, so it had a nice mix of people, and it was fun. It is a really cool town.
Yeah, when I like it was raining a ton, so I didn't see much. But the parts we did go to, especially where the venue was, you could tell there's a lot of culture and
A lot of life.
Yeah.
It was cool. And the shows were pretty fun in Atlanta. They were smaller and a little more, I don't know, they weren't as like, it was fun shows, and the people we met were great, but it wasn't as like top of the world feeling as like Denver was.
Yeah.
But still great.
Yeah, totally.
And then you had like that was the craziest heckler we've ever had.
I know. The bouncer came in beforehand, and he was like, "They're gonna be trouble." He didn't point them. I didn't see who they, but he said that there were two kind of rambunctious women, female, whatever the fuck,
I think you nailed it.
girls there. I don't know. What do I say? Some females assigned at birth there. I don't know. Sorry. Women. Two rambunctious women there. Okay. From Florida. And they were,
Wait,
he was
who
like,
were they?
yeah. I don't know what to say now. Two rambunctious human beings there. With
Yeah, they were
vaginas.
assholes.
Yeah.
They were assholes.
Oh yeah, two assholes. Yeah,
They were
that's a
two
good one.
assholes
Yeah.
is what they were.
With vaginas.
One of them. I can't.
yeah.
The other one was keep
Yeah,
going,
she's
keep
sort
going.
of a bystander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep going. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And so he's like, just so you know, they're out there. And so I was doing my set, and I saw them kind of like chatting to each other. So I was like, what are you guys talking about? And she goes, how I'm funnier than you. And I was like, dude, we got our first heckler. Nice. Like, yeah, welcome. Yeah, nice to see you. And then she starts chatting with her again. I'm like, what's going on again? She's like, eventually got to a point. I interrupted them, and then I interrupted them again, and she's like, your comedy sucks. And I was like, thank you.
And she screamed it because
Yeah.
I was in the green room and I heard it.
Yeah.
She was screaming.
And then it looked like she went to the bouncer to like chat with him. I didn't know she was trying to get on stage, and he was like holding her back. And so I start talking to the crowd more, and then I address him again. And I'm like, what are you guys chatting about? And she's like, your comedy sucks, and you got a small dick. And I was like, this is like the worst crowd you could say that to. Like, thank you so much. I do have a small dick. This is, you're talking to the small donk society of Atlanta right now. And then like she goes crazy, like violent. And the bouncer like starts picking her up. You know, when bouncers pick up crazy people and they're flailing about, you know, she like jumped onto like a whole row of seats and was basically fighting them off, trying to fight them off, but they just pulled her out of the club.
And I followed the bouncer because I'm like moth to the flame for fights. And the bouncer had to drag her through like the hallway past the bar that was like the entrance, and then like basically tossed her out. And she like settled herself, and then she just went, ha.
Yeah.
She was really happy with herself.
She's satisfied.
She was pleased that she'd caused some problems.
Yeah.
And then I guess it was a first date. The chick she was with, they were on a first date. And she was apologizing to everyone and was like, I'm so sorry about that. Like, it's a first date. I don't even know her. But I was kind of getting the vibe. I was like, I think she kind of liked it.
Right.
I was like, she likes that this girl's a tornado.
Interesting.
And then the bouncer, no, the owner of the place was like, yeah, it's not her first time like trying to cause violence here. She's banned. And I was like, yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
But that was wild.
Yeah. He said she like, and then another guy at another venue, I guess he reached out to his buddy and he's like, oh yeah, I know that girl. She's like the worst person on her. Like she causes violence everywhere she goes.
Why doesn't she just start doing stand-up then?
Yeah. That's why I invited her on stage and then she's like, okay. And I was like, never mind.
Yeah, no, you earned it.
Yeah.
She's got to do open mics and stuff first.
I thought she'd come up and embarrass herself. But I was like, oh.
I think just go do it. I guess like Muddy Waters in those old days of like Chicago blues, there was this thing called headhunting where a guitar player would be playing a show, and Muddy Waters would come in with his own guitar, and like outplay the guy when he was on stage and basically like take the gig from him. Yeah. So she's I don't know if she's aware of that, but she's in a long tradition of trying to upstage the artist. Yeah.
And you know, I've gotten more comfortable with hecklers telling them to shut up and say, you know what, like, I don't know, before we started touring and stuff, I never really dealt with it. I would sort of laugh it off, and I kind of do still, but if they are being egregious, it's nice just being like, hey, can you shut the fuck up? and just continue going.
It's a necessary skill.
Yeah.
Because it's like you kind of become a teacher for a second. You're like, hey, I'm going to lose the whole class and no one's going to get through this lesson plan.
Yeah.
And the lesson plan is dick jokes, but we're not going to get through that
Yeah.
if I don't like kind of step up and tell you to be quiet.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's necessary. Sometimes you have to tell people like, you're like, hey, you're being rude, shut up.
Yeah.
And the crowd always likes it. Everybody else always
do.
appreciates it because most of the time they're sick of that person as well.
Yeah, they do. It's interesting.
And the crowd will always apologize. They'll be sorry about that person. That's not Atlanta, you know, or whatever town you're in. They're like, that's not Nashville.
Sorry, I had a bad time.
Yeah, sorry. Like, you got to understand, that's not the normal kind of Nashville person.
I can't believe these people come here and do that.
But that was fun. It was fun traveling.
Yeah. Makes me think of that Bill Burr rant in Philadelphia.
It's amazing.
I wonder about the lead up to that. If he had a few road gigs where people were heckling a bunch and he just like lost it, or if he's just like, I don't know.
He's an interesting
Do you think
guy.
that was a result of build up, or you think he's just that guy?
Oh, yeah, culmination of things. I think he's got a hair trigger from growing up in Boston.
Yeah.
Although he's very rational and sensible. But, you know, he's got that pushback in him. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, probably doing those rough O&A shows with
that's
mean
right.
crowds. And when he said he says it during the thing is they were being disrespectful to Dom Herrera, who I think was like
Yeah.
one of his heroes and who,
Yeah.
you know, was a legend. And he was like, he was almost taking umbrage for the other comics where he's like,
Yeah.
you can disrespect me, but you don't disrespect Dom Herrera.
Yeah.
I saw Bill Burr a couple weeks ago at the Glendale Galleria, and I just watched him for like an hour.
Oh, you did?
I got
Really?
there before I saw a movie with my buddy Dustin. I just was like, oh, Bill Burr's here. And we were actually sitting next to each other by the fountain. I didn't say hi. I considered it, but he was with his family. And but then I just watched him kind of move around and stuff. And he was actually very social. Like he went up to a table of a couple guys and started asking them questions about where they got their food and coffee from.
Yeah.
And it was funny because he paints himself as like this kind of antisocial sort of misanthrope at times.
Yeah.
He was hardly that. He was like very eager to communicate with people.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's the fucking man. He's so funny.
In my instances meeting him, I'm trying to. I think I'll be looser now, but I kind of clam up a little.
You had a
bit.
handshake issue with him, right?
I did have a handshake, dude. Yeah. Speaking of which, I had a handshake with an issue with him. Yeah, we couldn't figure out whether to go for the pound or the shake.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to know what to do. I mean, at the Q&As or at the meet and greets after our shows, I'm always a little confused as to what to do. Most of the time now, I just put up the fist and do it quick.
Yeah.
Some people want a hug, which is nice. I do feel a little uncomfortable with that.
The hug.
Sometimes.
I go in for the hug, cause you know why? Cause it's simple and easy.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hug anyone who doesn't want to be hugged.
Right.
I worry about that, I guess. But that's a little in my head-ish.
You gotta hug them.
Just hug them. Fuck it.
They're the people who need hugs the most.
Yeah, you got to hug them. I had a nice hugging situation. I got some like huge news on Saturday and I was kind of thrown. And it was good, positive news. But I went and got a coffee and I was driving home and I was like totally out of it. And this won't surprise you. I just went right through a stop sign, almost fucking T-boned this lady in her Tesla. She swerves, does like a real tight concentric circle, like left turn, like spins the car, but not a controlled turn, not a full like, but like a whoop. And she whipped it around real quick and she just stops there. And I'm like, she's pissed and rightfully so.
Yeah.
And she rolls down the window. I roll down my window and she's like, get out of the car. And I was like, okay. So I get out of the car. She's like, give me your phone number. And I was like, I'll give it to you, but like, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
And then she was like, give it to me now in case I have to file with insurance that like you hurt my neck and I don't feel good. And then she just starts bawling.
Right.
And then I was like, hey, like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
And then she's like, it's okay. And then I was like, can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. And then I just hugged her and she just kind of broke down. And then, and I was like, hey, I got some crazy news. I'm like a little out of my mind right now. I'm really sorry. And she's like, it's okay. And then she goes, Christy, I'll call you back. She was on the phone with her friend the whole time.
Hilarious.
She's like, it's okay, Christy. He's not a bad guy. Yeah. She hung up. Me and her chatted for a couple minutes. And I got her, so she got my phone number. And then we started talking. And she was like, I own a hair salon down the street.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I'll come in. I went in today. She gave me a haircut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
And-
amazing.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And she's a hilarious fucking lady.
Yeah.
Like she's owns 2 salons in Burbank and Toluca Lake. And she's like meant for TV. Like she
Yeah.
just has like a huge personality. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna cut my girlfriend's hair. And
Yeah.
it was nice. It ended up being a good situation, but it started off rough.
Yeah.
Get out of the car. She was like, get out of the car. And I was like, oh fuck.
Well, those are some of the best relationships.
I do think when you start there, you skip a lot of the early stuff, and you're kind of, you feel connected because you've been through something intense together.
Totally.
And she did a good job on my hair, and she's fucking hilarious. And she had all the ladies in the salon come over, and she's like, tell them about the circle I did. Tell them about how I dodged you. I was like, dude, she was like Enzo Ferrari out there.
Yeah.
She dodged me. She pivoted. I was like, it was some sharp driving, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
You're kind of a Burbank guy now.
I am. Yeah, I live with my girlfriend now.
Are you Burbank or Toluca Lake? What would you
Burbank,
classify yourself?
Burbank proper. Yeah, that's my neck of the woods. Yeah, I'm hardly ever in this place where we record. We're gonna have to get a new studio pretty soon. I love it over there. It's quiet. My girlfriend's got just the loveliest place, and she got a really cute dog, and it's fun, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm over there all the time. Yeah, my gym's over there now, and my coffee shop.
What's your gym now?
I mix it up. I'll do I have like multiple gym memberships. That's like one thing I really splurge on. So I either go to the Equinox in Studio City, or I go to the 24-hour fitness in North Hollywood.
Oh, dude, that's a good 24-hour fitness from what I hear.
It is good. It's
Yeah.
solid. I mean, they some crazies get in there.
Yeah.
So it depends what time of the day
It's
you
good
go in.
personalities, yeah.
But it's always jammed. It's always packed, and they got really good options. Like they got like 3 squat racks, which is nice.
Yeah. And even doing Pilates too, right?
Dude, that shit's the best, bro.
Yeah.
Pilates is the fucking best.
Yeah.
I would put that tops of any exercise you can do. Dude, I was doing pull-ups the other day. I was just floating. I didn't understand how important my ass was in doing
In doing
pull-ups.
pull-ups, yeah.
Dude, the ass matters, dude. You're
Yeah.
just floating. I'm like, my torso felt light as a feather.
Yeah.
And it just teaches you, because when you're trying to be like strong, and I'm not a big dude, but like I'll try to like push myself as much as I can. I'm not really focusing on the technique as much.
Yeah.
But with Pilates, it's like, nope, turn your hips in. Okay, focus on the quad. Flex the toes down. Okay, head back. And then like there's 19 things I have to correct in each movement.
Interesting.
And you do feel the difference.
Interesting.
It's much more detailed.
Yeah.
And dude, it made me better. I'm super early in it, but in jiu-jitsu, big thing is like bridging. You know, just to get a guy off you, the big thing is you just stick your pelvis in the air.
Right.
Dude, Pilates?
Helps with that?
Oh my God, you're popping. You're humping.
Wait, so what do you doing a gym sesh, Pilates and jiu-jitsu in one day?
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, it speaks to how much free time I have. No, I'll try to do all 3.
Yeah.
It feels good.
That's great.
Yeah. And then I was doing it too much. My GF was like, hey, like 2-3 times a day of exercise is a little cuckoo.
Right.
I'm not David Goggins.
Yeah, you could be.
Yeah, it's true. With that mentality, I'll never be.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to be?
No.
I think that'd be pretty hilarious if you became David Goggins.
Yeah, I wonder if I could be as I just like being moody too much. Is he moody ever?
That's a good question. I don't think he's jolly ever. So like, what's his mood? His mood is probably kind of. I think he's always a little bit pissed off.
Yeah.
That's what drives him.
No, he just runs it out. But he said on Rogan he can't run anymore, right? Isn't that the big thing?
That's what I heard. I haven't listened to
His
it.
knees are fucked. I don't know how that happened.
That's what I worry about because I did a lot of sprints, and then my dad at one point, he's like, you gotta do more exercises where your feet don't leave the ground. I was like, fuck. But I've been doing yoga.
Just all that hard impact.
Hard impact, yeah.
Peptides, bro.
Yeah, peptide, dude. Yeah, juice, man. Let's just get on the juice.
We're gonna get on the juice.
Except, I guess does what kind of juice like shortens your lifespan?
Probably. Yeah.
Or
I
like
think
what
so.
kind?
Oh.
Deca.
Deco, Winstrol,
Yeah.
Anavar.
Nice.
No, I don't know. I actually think Anavar is relatively safer. to the other
TRT
ones.
is TRT good?
I mean, I think that's the medical term for just basic testosterone.
Yeah.
I think, they say if you do it within normal ranges, the problem is
Yeah.
a lot of people just start going crazy with it. But I don't think there's any free lunch, but I don't know enough about it to really say.
Well, that's the thing with like Liver King. I've been following Liver King so closely that when Liver King came on board, I upped my liver intake times 10. Now it's come out that he's doing steroids. I'm buying steroids now.
Mm-hmm.
I basically just do whatever Liver King does.
Yeah, if the Liver King would have come out and instantly just been like, buy roids.
Yeah. Dude, if he was Juice King,
Mm-hmm.
Roid King, I would totally get on board.
I think that's the right move, dude. I mean, the guy looks fucking stacked. He's got a rig on him.
Dude, if he opened his stories with like him getting a shot in the butt, today's Don't Be a Little Bitch Monday, the guy's jamming his butt. He's like,
Yeah, there's something about the needle. I think that's a major turnoff for people. You know, we don't associate injections with health.
yeah.
I think there's got to be a better way. When I did the roids and I moved to Costa Rica for a while, they gave it to me in gum form.
Really?
So I just had it on my lip.
Really?
It wasn't as strong as the shots, but
Yeah.
I didn't lose any muscle. And then it was funny. I think this is true. I'd have localized outbreaks. Like I'd get a little acne around where I had the thing in my lip.
Yeah.
But I also just had bad skin back then. Dude, I've been reading this Henry Kissinger book from the guy who wrote the Steve Jobs book. And the big theme of it so far, and I haven't gotten to like all of his atrocities. I know he was like a horrible warmonger and you know, overthrew democratically elected governments and all the stuff that people in those jobs seem to do a lot. His big thing is he took order over justice. Like he would, even if a revolution was noble, if it was going to like throw everybody's standard of life into chaos and it was going to make everything, you know, violent or uncertain, he was like, no, let's stick with even a slightly or vastly immoral thing if we can, if we know what the outcomes of those things are going to be more clearly. And so like a big thing was he was a Jewish kid who lived in Germany and his family got run out by the Nazis and he got beat up as a kid for being Jewish, but he had no ill will towards the Germans. He came back in the army and was part of like the rehabilitation of Germany after we won the war. And he would actually get mad at Jewish people who lashed out at Germans because he'd be like, you're doing what they did to you. That's not fair.
Right.
And his big takeaway from why World War II happened is that after World War I and the Treaty of Versailles, he says we took away their culture, the German culture. Like they were proud people. And he's like, we took away their princes and their dukes and their symbols. He's like, those things matter. And in that vacuum came the Nazi rise. And it made me think about the statues that we tear down in the South, where I'm like, I do think it's wrong to have those statues up, but then if you tear down those statues, those people get really pissed off that they're losing their symbols.
Right.
They're losing their culture, even if it's rooted in something that was, you know, built around cruelty. They're like, wait, we don't have that shit anymore? Then what do we have? And then they get all pissed off, and then they overcompensate more than just the statues, and then more destructive things happen.
Yeah.
And like, you know, me and my friend Tom were talking, and this is probably too tangential, but he was like, no, I think you can almost draw a line between that and like January 6th. And I was like, whoa, like, yeah, maybe it's better just to let them, even though it's like, I think it's wrong, let them have their statues, and then that keeps them at least more pacified.
Yeah. I think, speaking on that point, I feel like people don't like being told that they're bad or the villain or whatever, you know, they're going to rebel against that. They're like, well, then fuck you.
Then they get more villainous.
Yeah.
They almost fulfill the negative thoughts people are having about them.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I just think just sort of letting people be is kind of the key to that. But it is tough though, because like, you know, those statues are painful to a lot of people as well.
Totally.
So
no, I don't think it's like right, but I think it might work better, which is so cynical. I'm very cynical sometimes about these things where I'm like, well, what's like the upside?
Yeah.
You know? And then I'm like, maybe it's better just to let some things that are wrong exist, especially if it's just symbolic, but then, you know, that cuts both ways.
Yeah. Also, you don't really want to sort of erase the bad things from history too. We need to remember history to learn from it. It seems, I think there's something weird about trying to, you know, alter I guess it's maybe not altering the sort of, how we view historical events in the past, but it's sort of like trying to forget it. I don't think. I mean, you need to. It's sort of like with Stoics about you need to always remind yourself of death, so that helps you live a better life, live better in the present. Maybe there's a correlation there.
I think so. And then we need, it's crazy because just as humans, it's weird that we even need symbols. It's like, why do we even need statues? But we do. Like every
Statues are
culture
sick.
has them.
Yeah.
Like, our first thing that people liked was the Paul Walker statue.
Yeah.
That really resonated because like symbols are important. Like, could you have like a symbolless culture? Like where there was just no statues? It feels kind of bland, right?
Dude.
You need something to wrap your hopes around or to look up to, like literally and figuratively.
I love statues. We went to DC. I was looking at statues.
You were going nutty for the statues.
Lincoln? Are you kidding me?
It was a good one.
I mean, it's fucking sick. I don't know. And you know what I like too? I like going places. I like going to historical places where you can go there. When we were in like Boston, we went to Paul Revere's house, and it's like to envision like what it was like at that time, to have like a relic of the past where you can, sort of a frame of reference where you're like, all right, this is what this house looked like. It's really shitty. Imagine the rest of the city being that shitty.
It was a nice space. The bones were good, but the insulation and the sanitation, low level.
Oh, sanitation. Yeah, that's
not a pretty picture.
They're not pooping on Totos, I'll tell you that.
But it was that was crazy to see his house, and I was like, man, motherfucker slept in here. I'm like basically camping in a 3-bedroom.
It's like, that's one thing too. I'm like, how'd you fucking write shit when it's like that cold and
tough, dude? With what do they call that, a quill? And then it wasn't his horse. He borrowed the horse from a homie.
Yeah,
that was crazy to me.
Yeah,
where was that homie? Why wasn't he on that horse?
He's like, hey, can I borrow your horse? He's like, sure, yeah.
That's what you got to do sometimes.
I go start a nation. Maybe we talk about this. You watch the White Lotus,
dude? All right.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil everything. I have done a complete 180 on White Lotus.
Yeah.
I think I might like season 2 more than season 1.
Dude, it's pretty wild, huh?
The last 2 episodes were gangbusters. They're very hard for me to watch. They're very uncomfortable.
You feel so uncomfortable, yeah.
It's really painful. Like,
Yeah.
and watching couples be cruel to each other and shit like that, and like
Yeah.
people use each other and like be dishonest. I'm real sensitive to it, like almost too much so where I'm like, bro, you're a pussy. Like, fucking step up and watch this fucking HBO show.
Dude, watching it with my girlfriend, it would be like kind of, I would kind of like look at her and I'd be like, what's going on? You know what I
did
mean?
the same thing. No.
Yeah, it's like I like fucking.
You don't want to put that bad juju into the relation.
Yeah, it was weird.
Dude, it's weird.
Every episode.
But I think that's why it's good, is that it gets into the real discomfort about like the things we fear and the things we, desire and like all those things. And you're like, oh man, like this is real gut wrenching. But I loved it. I really, really loved it. And the one thing, I was so fired up when Coolidge's character killed the nefarious gays. I'm a little disappointed that Mike White killed her the way he did.
Why?
Because it felt a little too mean-spirited. It almost to me felt like Mike White, I think, has kind of like a cynical outlook on people, which is why a lot of his work is really good. But I think it's also like why a lot of his work hasn't done well box office-wise. Like he's had some movies that I think are insightful, like Brad's Focus, The Good Girl, Chuck and Buck, but they're sad. They're
Yeah.
really, really sad. And then with White Lotus, it went bananas because he put like a murder into it and he made it like more conventionally entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think he almost resents us
Yeah.
for finally all putting our eyeballs on one of his things. And so he was almost like, all right, well, I'm glad you guys are all watching and I'm going to give you all the audience satisfaction you want with this shootout. And then right when you're feeling your best, I'm going to pull the rug out from under you and be like,
Right.
fuck you. I'm still me. And I'll give you guys some of the things you want. But at the end of the day, it's a bummer and shit sucks
Yeah.
and fuck you. And I was like, no, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But you liked it? I'm getting the sense you liked it.
Well, I mean, the whole time I was like, no, Tanya, no. But I was thinking a little more simply. I'm like, there's no way they could put her in the 3rd season. They had to kill her.
You don't think she could have been in third season?
No, I think that would have been too much. She's now all of a sudden she's in like Singapore.
She's not going on any more vacations after
Well,
that.
it's like it's like we always like murders always happen when Tanya's there.
But dude, didn't you want to see like? It's still amazing. Like this is just my taste. I'm not right, but like, didn't you want to see her and Greg see each other one more time?
I think it's I think it's kind of funny that he gets the money.
Yeah, I'm mad about it. It is funny. You're being more mature about it than I am. I'm pissed.
Well, I think it's
Like that motherfucker shouldn't get that money. That piece of shit.
well, I think it speaks to her character. I mean, I think it would have been too in the fantasy realm for her to have won. I think because of her character, because of her sort of desperation for, affection or whatever it is, and because she has so much money, she should be smart enough not to put herself in situations like that. So I think for her to like come out on top may have been too unbelievable.
Yeah, too happy to yay. It's not really. She's not like a yay person. It's not really a yay show.
Yeah.
I will say the one chick's acting in one of the other storylines, the gal who's got the pussy hound husband, Theo James, and who's like banging her trainer.
Yeah.
Dude, her acting when Will Sharp's like, hey, I think something might have happened between our partners. And the camera's just on her, and she's been putting on like a happy-go-lucky act, like hear no evil, see no evil, but I get mine.
Yeah.
Like the way it registers across her face, and then the way she cuts off that feeling was unbelievable acting. And the way that because she knew the ending, the way she'd been playing it from the beginning to set it up for that was super just thoughtful acting. I was like, man, this person like really at the beginning of the thing knew what they were getting to by the end and set that up the whole way.
Yeah.
That was fucking amazing. And then I definitely think her and the dude banged when they went on their little island walk.
Yeah. What do you think it says about the fact that now he and Aubrey Plaza are seemingly a happier couple?
That was another very cynical kind of note that Mike White put in there, that basically like, yeah, the world's deceitful. So if you want to have fun and feel complete in this world, you have to be deceitful sometimes, and it'll actually keep you feeling better. It might be better for you to be a little deceitful, to have some secrets.
Yeah. Do you think part of it is that Will Sharp became a millionaire, and so now he's probably like lost attraction because he's so in his head about all the potential options he has now. That's why he's watching porn. And then the fact that you've got to bang this other girl sort of reinforced his love for Harper.
I do think that happens with people, but I didn't quite understand why he didn't want to bang. Like, I'm not even saying like, I think Aubrey Plaza is very pretty, but like, I was like, and I've had porn issues, and I hear guys all the time who aren't attracted to their very attractive partners, like when I'm in meetings and whatnot. But I was kind of like, I don't know if they ever explained that all the way in a way that made sense for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There really is no explanation for it, huh?
Yeah. Like I was like, I'm not saying that like cheating on your partner can't make you hornier for your partner, but there's got to be other ways too. Like, dude, like, I don't know, you must have some kinks or something you could share with her that would get you going. Yeah. Like, did you really have to like, also like, why go on vacation with the dude? I guess because he's competitive, but
yeah, I don't know. All those dinners? Yeah,
when they have dinner again, I would have been like across the table.
Well, it seemed to me like he was always kind of the one who maybe a little bit people pleasery. And the guy who sort of manipulated him was kind of like a bully to him. It was sort of like, come on this trip with me. Like, you want to come on this trip with me?
Yeah.
It seemed like that was sort of the relationship.
Yeah, and maybe he got bullied by Aubrey Plaza, and maybe that's why he wasn't attracted to her, because he wasn't really standing up for himself in any of his personal relationships. Yeah. And then by him cheating, that was him kind of actually standing up for himself for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then what was the other storyline? It was Imperioli, his son Albie, And then that was a cute ending. That was nice that they gave us that.
Yeah.
Albie and the gal who went off with the really fun, hot
Harry Jowsey.
Yeah, the Harry Jowsey dude.
Yeah.
That was cool how they like came full circle and they're like, all right, we both fucked around. Now I think we're ready for someone calm and nice.
It was so funny. The way he delivered, because I hated Albie the whole time up until that last delivery of like, how are you? And I forget
What
her
happened with
name.
you and the gal?
And she played me.
He was really good.
It was so
Dude,
funny.
he set that up really well too.
Yeah.
Because he was so just like matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
That was good.
And also, because I thought, to me, it looked like they were trying to make you think that Albie was the one who's going to get killed in the end. That's what I thought was going to happen.
That would have been really sad.
Yeah.
And I'm happy the hooker got all the dough.
Yeah. Oh, she
And-
played me.
Yeah. And she's like living it up. That was good. Yeah, that stuff was good.
Dude, the internet was going in on Portia. Like Twitter and stuff.
They didn't like her?
I think they were just making fun of her fashion and stuff like that. And like the fact that she was willingly like getting kidnapped by this guy.
That part frustrated me a lot. There was a lot of stuff in the last episode, specifically with Coolidge's character and Portia's character, where I was like, you get, like when she was in the car
Yeah.
and she was like, why didn't you take me here? Like, I need to go back there to see my boss.
Yeah.
And like, she should have just been out of the car running at that point. Like, I had no idea why she was just going along for the ride.
Yeah.
That was frustrating. Dude, I've been off of social media for a couple days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big shit. Jake's in charge of it now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
That's
done, dude. I think I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah.
I still pop on once in a while, but
Right.
I'm not spending I was spending like hours on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better for me.
Yeah.
Too much stuff to look at.
Puts you in your head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much comparison.
Right.
I'm never happy with anything because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this motherfucker got this, or these people are doing a vacation there. I'm like, this guy moves this much weight. I'm like, bro, how much shit can I be making myself feel bad about?
Yeah. You know,
All of it.
I've turned it into, since we like stepped it up since the show came out, we just sort of reorganized our sort of approach to it.
Yeah, we're just posting.
I view it as a game now.
Yeah, that's
So
smart.
I don't like, I used to like, if I put up a post and it didn't do well, I'd get super insecure and just like, oh my God. But now it's like, I've detached from it in a way I'm like, it's a game.
That's
Like,
good,
it's like
dude.
a puzzle.
Yeah, I don't think it's inherently a
Trying to-
bad thing. I think it's all your relationship to it.
Well, I think too. Yeah. Well, for us, it's kind of like our, it's like our work. We're like putting our work up there. So it's like you can view it that, and they sort of tell you like, if you have something to do well, it's sort of like you're like solving the game of like the algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
That's helped me, I think.
Totally. I think, I mean, if I could, there's been times in my life where I really enjoyed engaging with it. And I actually think it was making me happier.
Yeah.
Oddly. But I just think for a while there, it's been kind of beating me up. So I just need to take a
Totally.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I think the with social media, the two biggest things for me is like how much time you waste. Like
Yeah.
you wake up in the morning, you just scroll and scroll. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, you wasted 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like people being parasocial. Like you guys probably experienced this, where people almost like try to control your next move. So they'll be like in the comments, like, "Oh, JT, why are you showing your feet?" And then the next episode, you won't show your feet or something. You know, it's like
no, that was an issue. Is
Yeah,
I read all the comments. That's my problem. Is that
Yeah.
I'm too sensitive to that shit. I like I'll read all the comments and I'll be like, I don't even know what I like. And anytime you work in something for a while, like we've been trying to make funny videos for like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years now. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know. Nothing makes me laugh anymore. Like and there's barely anything I like to watch. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking maybe if I take a break from all this and just get back to like some eat, pray, love shit, like what I like, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but like I'll figure out more like what I actually want to say too.
Right.
Because yeah, it's too much input,
Yeah.
and it's not even like I'm not getting a ton of it, but it's enough to make my head spin a little bit.
Totally.
I wish I was fucking like just, but I can't. It gets to me a little bit.
Yeah.
These fuckers, these motherfuckers.
Yeah. You know who you are. The only celebrity Instagram I message, just have enjoyment, is this cat called Pumbaa.
Yeah, you love that thing.
It's a caracal.
Yeah, pull up.
It's like
Jake, can you pull up a video? We'll throw it up.
It's like a,
Chad shows this to me like 3 times a day on the road.
it's a little mountain lion kind of cat.
I mean, this is healthy as fuck.
Called a caracal that just hisses at the camera every time. It's,
I don't know, dude. I think you have a parasocial relationship with the cat, dog.
dude, I messaged out. I was like, yo, I'm such a big fan of Pumbaa. And they go, thank you with a paw emoji.
Dude, you're like 3 months away from being like, not your best work, Puma.
Dude, yeah. Like
not-
Pumbaa, you're losing your edge a little
Yeah,
bit.
the faces are different.
This cat?
That's Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's kind of always the same thing, right?
It's just always hissing. Yeah.
Yeah, they surprise it and then it
Like,
hisses.
I can pull it up.
Let me see. A Day in the Life of Pumbaa is the title. They're like making this thing. That's awesome though. And it lives in a house?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Here's one. Let's see. Okay. Pumbaa in the snow. I'll send this to you, Jake.
Yeah, buddy. Should we answer some cues?
Yes, sir.
Dude, also me and the boys, we ditched Call of Duty.
You said
Yeah, right.
no
You're
more?
yeah. So,
We're Overwatch guys now.
Wow.
Yeah.
and how do you like Overwatch?
It's fun, dude. I think like the last Call of Duty was better than Overwatch, but Overwatch is better than this newest iteration of Call of Duty. It is like a little bit more, it's like fantasy and like a little more kiddish, you know?
Yeah.
But it's fun, dude. It's 5-on-5, comms, strat, games are a little quicker. And you know what it was? I wasn't even digging it the first time we played
Well,
it.
I think I need to
Take it, brother. Are you getting a lot of calls from the lady?
Hey.
Yeah, I think I didn't think I was enjoying Overwatch that much. And then the next morning, I woke up and I just had this desire to play more. I was like, I need to play some more Overwatch. And
Do
I
you
was
play
like,
the same character?
yeah, Farah, dude.
Yeah.
She's a ledge.
That's the one thing that why I never got into a game like that. Or, I mean, Apex Legends 2 is another game where I like that, where like each character has a different ability and a different
Totally,
role.
totally unique.
Yeah,
it
and
takes
you
a while to
have
learn
play
each
that
one.
role. Like you have to be that person on the team.
Yeah, you got your healers, you got your soldiers, you got your tanks. Damage and support, I think, are the official names for it, but we mix it up. It's fun though, dude.
Yeah, I've been
Pretty fun, bro.
the guy that I watch.
Not a bad way to spend 6 hours.
Overwatch for
Lady
6
goes to
hours.
sleep, dude. Dude, the GF goes to sleep. I keep the fireplace on. Me and the boys just hammer some dubs.
That's crazy. I've watched it like professionally. It's I don't even really know what's going on, but it's just so intriguing because there's like you have like a big tank, right? There's like a guy who like leads the pack,
Yeah, that's
and
your,
the
that's your
goal
main
is
dude.
to get like a carrier to a certain place.
That's one of the games, yeah. That
Oh,
one's
okay.
fun. That one's really easy if you're pushing the carrier and tough if you're stopping the carrier.
yeah.
But then they have one where it's how far can you get the carrier versus how far can they get the carrier, like, and they do it in like meters or something like that.
yeah,
And it's like you got to push it back and forth. That one's a little more dynamic.
it's crazy. I the maps are different too. Like it's like real. They'll take like cities and then like make them.
Yeah, you're in a country. Like sometimes you'll be like, all right, yeah, we're in Germany. Let's not fucking, we're in US, dude. Like we got to win US, bro.
I think we might have to go. She's like stranded in the car.
Shit. Do you just want me to finish this one? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because we got to bank one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Jake's here. Do you want me to call you for your like legend or beef or something like that? This has never happened before in podcast history, guys.
Yeah, my girlfriend's stranded. I gotta go.
Yeah, you got to be chivalrous, bro. Go save her. She run out of gas?
I think her car's just not working.
Nah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
No, do what you got to do, baby.
Let me just list off my beef legend, babe.
Yeah, let's hit it. Chad, who's your beef of the week?
My beef is the battle ropes in the gym. Poorly placed. Can never fucking do them because people are always doing like kettlebells near them.
Like in the middle of like your rope range?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It makes
it's
me
annoying as fuck,
furious.
dog.
So Equinox, get your shit sorted. Legend is Justin Bieber because
Dude, every
I've
day.
just been listening to him nonstop. He's a legend, dude. I love you. If you ever see this,
Dude, I watched a clip of him singing "As Long as You Love Me" in 2012, dude.
Yeah.
He's wearing one of those like snow vests, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
unzipped, bro. He's probably 13 years old.
oh my god.
Little shredded sex god up there,
Yeah.
just popping his shoulders. And
The fact
shit.
that he's cool now after that,
Mhm.
that speaks volumes, I think.
I love that guy. He can do it.
And my babe is marshmallows. I just love marshmallows.
Delicious, especially this time of year. Festive as fuck.
An
Bro.
amazing dessert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, quote. What's my quote? My quote is, babe, I'm stranded. My phrase that we forget after it is, let's give it a jump.
All right, well, you're my legend of the week for going to help your gal. You're a
Oh,
beast,
thank you.
bro.
Yeah, good pod.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Finish up strong.
Yeah, thanks, dude. The pressure's on.
Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by the legends at Athletic Greens. Athletic Greens is my favorite supplement. I take it every day because it's the easiest way to get all my minerals, nutrients, vitamins in just one drink, and it's delicious, hydrates you, especially if you're like feeling sick or if you're on the go and stuff. You just get that in you. It's a nice boost, and you know, it's one of the cheapest things you can get to get all of your nutritional needs in one. It has 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. It's lifestyle friendly, keto, vegan, paleo, dairy free, gluten free, all that good stuff. Contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals. Supports better sleep quality and recovery, all that good stuff. And they have over 7,000 5-star reviews. So right now it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/go deep. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/go deep. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Finally, we're brought to you, of course, by the legends at Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pew, for looking after our hogs, and for making sure that our dinks are looking fresh and clean, because they're leaving 2022 with 2 new products. Okay, I'm talking about things that are going to make you look good, feel good, and smell good. I'm talking about the Persevere body wash and Persevere cologne. That's right. They're going to make you look good, smell good, feel good. And on top of that, they have the Lawnmower 4.0. They have the Weed Whacker ear nose hair trimmer. Your balls and your pubes are going to be shining bright. Okay. If you want to get in the pube trimming game, go to Manscaped. Get on the Manscaped train right now. Use the code GODEEP for 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 2023 is on its way. The woods are here and smell amazing. Are you ready to jump in and join me with Manscaped? I know I am. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code GODEEP. Happy New Year to your balls. Okay, let's get back to the show.
All right, Stokers, let's answer some Q's. All right. This one is, tell me this isn't JT's doppelganger. It's this little Italian dude. Does that look like me?
I don't think so.
People do that. They'll just take like any like kind of tan, vaguely Italian, Middle Eastern looking guy and just say it's me.
The one you put on your story looked a lot more like you.
Jesus, bro?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That Jesus looked like me? People were messaging me and saying that I looked like Jesus.
It looked pretty damn close.
Yeah, we had the same eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, bro.
You and Jesus?
I'm not surprised.
A long lineage of faith.
Yeah, dude. I kind of believe in the same shit, dude. Dude, there's this new, I listened to The Daily today on AI. And you know, they have like an AI program right now that's like fully operational. You can be like, hey, tell me a story about a person named Jake and JT who are best friends and go in the woods, and make it sound like two coal miners wrote it. And then it'll just spit that out for you.
Yeah.
And like in good like writing, like where you're like, oh dude, like it took an author a while to do this.
Yeah, I actually, on another podcast I produce, there was a founder of this company called OpenAI, which is a company, I'm sure you saw those pictures of people's AI pictures that were posted all over, where basically it could be like, put JT Parr on the moon, and then the computer would like draw it like sophisticatedly in like 10 different variations, and then you can choose which one you like. That's the same shit with the writing. They're just writing you this story in so many different variations.
I like it, dude.
It's crazy.
All right. What up, legends? I've been with my GF for about 1.5 years. The entire time we have been long distance, so the most time we have ever spent together consecutively is like a week. She is finishing school soon and trying to figure out where she wants to move, start her career. We have been talking a ton about what it would be like if we got a place together. But obviously we both have our reservations considering we have spent so little time actually being in the same space as one another. It sounds like you two are in some kick-ass relationships with some great ladies. And hearing Chad talk about how awesome it is living with Kennedy really made me stoked on the possibility of living with my lady one day. I'm worried that if we made this huge change so fast and moved in together, it could hurt our relationship and things could go bad. But at the same time, she makes the point that there's no reason to be in a relationship if we stay long distance and don't just go for it. Hoping I could get some wisdom from you two dudes and maybe even the expertise of the commandment of coitus, Strider Wilson. Dude, yeah, I say go for it, bro. Look, it could go bad, but I say find out now. No time like the present. And I think the thing is too, is like, you can get caught up in the what could go wrong of things. And every big life choice has a million things that could go wrong with it. That's just the nature of things. And most things, unfortunately, don't work out. That's what sucks too, is like, if you look around too much, you'll be like, this couple broke up. These people moved in together. It went shitty. They broke up. Then they had to like live together for like 3 months after they were broken up. Don't think about any of that, dude. I mean, you're a smart guy. It's already in your head. It's good. You're thoughtful. But I think sometimes we can be too thoughtful. And sometimes what we need to do is just flip that switch and just go for it. And at worst, you'll learn a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to gather data on how you are living with someone else, what kind of person you want to live with. Hopefully it is this person. I think it has a lot of potential to go well. And yeah, I think she sounds like she really wants to live with you, which is great. Because if she's super down for it, that's an important part. And yeah, I would just go for it. And it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like there's much in his way other than the fear that it might go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not hearing like, hey, I don't want to leave behind my softball league and I got this fucking kick-ass job. And like, you know, my dad lives down the street and that's my boy. It's like more like, I'm just nervous. Well, if that's the ish, you're always going to be nervous, dog. But, you know, you just got to do things nervous. Just go.
Yeah, I think I've been in a similar situation. I think take a jump on a 6-month lease, you know, something that's like not super tied down, but, you know, something where you
6 months is the right amount of time.
Yeah, get a little fixture
because it's an
of it.
investment. It's like, hey, we're not month to month. We're in this for half a year.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you're like, well, I can survive anything for half a year.
Yeah, and then see what happens, you know? If it goes to shit, bail out. If it goes well, you know, maybe look at purchasing something a little bit more long term. I don't know.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, dude. Yeah. Having a nice investment, you know, making money, baby.
Yeah.
Passively.
Big business.
It is crazy they haven't lived together before. There's going to be a learning curve there.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, honestly, for me, the learning curve with my lady was like, I just have to like do things, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have to like take out the trash,
right,
and like learn how to work the dishwasher and like remember to turn the fireplace off when I go to bed.
Yeah.
And it's been challenging, but I'm psyched on it, dude. I'm learning and I'm growing, and I think I'm becoming a more thoughtful person because of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you spend all this time with this person when you don't live together, and that's great. But then you go your separate ways and you do your own thing. So you're gonna have to like find time, even though you live together, to also find the ability to kind of like have time to yourself, play your video games, let her read her book, whatever, you know. So it'll just kind of be like a process.
Dude, this is crazy. That AI shit we were talking about. What up, council? Check this out. I made an AI give me this sample email. I hope the image is cropped properly.
Wow.
Can you write a sample email to a podcast called Going Deep with Chad and JT about why bros should care about OpenAI because of both the good and bad things it might do to the world? Make sure you make an argument of why this matters to someone who likes partying, tanning, surfing, and boning. Write this email like you are a California surfer, bro. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just hot on everybody's mind. Dear Chad and JT, what up, bros? I'm a big fan of your podcast and love how you guys always keep it real. I've been listening to your show for a while now, and I've been thinking about a topic that I think would be really interesting to discuss on your show. It's about OpenAI and why bros like us should care about it. I know, AI and tech stuff isn't usually our thing, but hear me out. This stuff is going to have a huge impact on our world, and I think it's important for us to understand both the good and the bad that it might bring. Dude,
That is trippy.
dude, that is dead on
Wow.
with the syntax. That's crazy.
It is insane.
Dude, this line right here, I know. I feel like we always have our the writers didn't always do that shit.
Yeah.
They're always like a little bit self-aware about like the issue that they're discussing. Oh my God. First of all, let's talk about the good. OpenAI has the potential to solve some of the biggest problems facing humanity, like climate change, disease, and poverty. It could help us create new technologies and innovations that make our lives better in countless ways. And let's be real, who doesn't want to live in a world where we can all surf and party and tan and bone all day without worrying about any of that other stuff?
Wow.
It's a big promise. That's a big promise. But I'm down. But on the flip side, there are also some serious concerns about OpenAI. It could lead to the loss of jobs. It could be used for malicious purposes. And it could even pose a threat to our very existence. I know. That sounds like a bunch of doom and gloom. I don't like that it did I know twice. Mixed up a little bit, AI. But it's important to recognize these risks and think about how we can address them. So why does this matter to us as bros who just want to have a good time? Because this stuff is going to affect our lives, whether we like it or not. And as responsible bros, I think it's important that we stay informed and involved in the conversation about how we can use AI for good. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this on your show. Keep on the good work and keep on going deep.
Wow.
Whoa.
That is insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the big concern is because this dude who wrote in was like, I could lose my job because of OpenAI. But I don't know, man. I think the cynical part of me again feels like if something can do your job better and for less, inevitably that will happen. Like if there's one thing that's unstoppable, it's like the progress of efficiency. It's just our nature and maybe the nature of things greater and different than us to move towards those solutions. So I would just prep, bro. People doomsday prep. I think we got to open AI prep. Like just start trying to hone skills that are outside the realm of what we think OpenAI could do. But at a certain point, OpenAI is going to be able to do all of it, dude.
Yeah.
So then we just got to be okay with being second best, which is probably going to be the toughest part. Like, can we accept that there's something out there that can do everything we can do, but a little bit better? I've always struggled with that. It keeps me up at night. It keeps me motivated. But with OpenAI, there's no chance of victory. So I guess you just have to accept our station in the world as second to something we can't even understand or really fight against, which is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what we're here for too, is just to contemplate our place in it. So
I think too, like AI right now is in like the MySpace era of social media. Like it's so new that like
we don't even know.
we don't even know the potentials of like what it could possibly do. So I don't think we should get too scared about it yet. I just think let it kind of play out and see where it takes us. And I don't know. I guess we'll see in a few years what happens.
Yeah, we will. That's the thing. We will see. Like, excited for it or scared of it. What's coming is coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Hey guys, love the pod. Started listening about 3 months ago and I'm grinding through the episodes. Anyway, I have a situation that is killing me and need your advice. Hopefully the love guru Strider too. I've been on and off with this girl for 7 years and it hasn't always been great. In the last year, we've broken up for most of it, but recently rekindled things a bit. Out of nowhere, Kat got really sick and needs this injection every night, which I have to do because she can't do it alone. She also had to get surgery recently, which has knocked her out of commission. Her family and her expect me to take care of her all the time. Balancing this and work has been a lot for me, and I'm just not into the relationship as much, as it's been one-sided for a really long time and like chores. My friends also do not like her. I also met a girl at a wedding that I really vibed with, and we have a date coming up.
So that's why he's writing in.
Well, yeah, it looks like he had his next landing place kind of set up. Hey, that's people. Unfortunately, she's moving down south soon, so I don't have much time there either. I don't know if I should toss away the 7 years I've had with this girl, 1, and try to figure out this out-of-state stitch with girl 2, or try to make it work with girl 1 and see if things will look up eventually. Sorry for the long question. I really appreciate your help. Dude, that's tough, man, because it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, break up with this girl who's going through a really tough situation. But I would say, dude, if after 7 years, if you're not confident in the relationship and you haven't been for a while, and the way you describe it, it sounds relatively joyless for you. I think you're probably, this is always the way to think about it, is like, you're probably doing the right thing for both of you if you break it off, because then she can move on quicker. And, I would stay with her while she's at a commish though, through the surgery. Cause like that sucks. So You don't want to dip on someone when they're at their lowest like that. I would help her out, get her through that, and then I would talk to her, tell her how you feel, and let her know that, you know, while you really care about her and while you appreciate the time you guys have spent together, you feel like it's better for both of you to go your separate ways and try to find someone else who's a better match, or just, you know, find out other things about yourself so you can be ready for the next person. You might not even want to mention other people. That doesn't typically help. But I was just flowing. And then, and yeah, man, I would help her in the short term though. I'd get her through this situation with the cat and her body being a little banged up. And then yeah, I would bail. And then, you know, this other girl who's out of state, like, man, shit like that's always going to fly by your face. It's not going anywhere. I understand that, like, it feels better when you leave one thing to know where the next thing is, but it's not necessary. So I would get through this in the short term and just try to find joy in the responsibility of it.
Yeah, it's hard too, because like it kind of, to me, originally sounded like she was very needy of him. Like, I know she has some things going on, but like, you don't want to like get stuck in the position of like
being someone's caretaker.
Yeah, like, I'm here only for this reason. Like, she probably loves you and like you guys are great together, but also like it might get to a point where she's like using you. Like, she needs you there for. I mean, the sickness is one thing, but in other instances, like, it's hard. 7 years. I was in like a 5-year relationship. It was hard too, but you just have to like try to see the other side, you know, like there's always.
She's putting a lot on him. Yeah, maybe that's a conversation to have. Yeah, because, you know, sometimes people get to the breaking up point because they don't have those conversations. You know what I mean? Where they're not like, hey, this shit bothers me. Like, they're like afraid of the confrontation, afraid of being a bad person.
Right.
But you're not being a bad person. You're just being like, hey, I feel like I'm doing too much. And if she's like, hey, you're being selfish, you're just like, yeah, I am being selfish. This is my life. Yeah. And I'm being kind of an asshole. Exactly. But I need to feel like there's more balance here. And she's like, look, I'm sick. My fucking cat's sick. And you're like, I know. I'm really sorry about that. And you'll get more empathy if you let your selfish side come out a little bit. You don't want to make a habit out of it. But sometimes saying the things you're feeling allow you to actually have the compassion and the effort come after those things, at least for me.
Yeah.
Where I kind of got to be like, hey, this is bothering me. I feel like I'm doing too much. And then my girlfriend's like, you're not doing anything at all. Like, and then I'm like, oh, you're right. Yeah. That's annoying. But I kind of, letting your inner child spring out in not a destructive way, but in an honest way can be better for long-term shit.
Yeah, 100%. And if it's like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, like, oh, fuck the sick lady. You know, that's not.
No, we got to be careful, brother. Yeah, I don't know what she's sick with. He didn't say what she's sick with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too. If he writes back and it's like, you know,
she has cancer or something.
Yeah.
Then
you're sticking around, brother.
Yeah.
Then I would recommend this short from Paris Je t'aime. All these shorts that these great directors made. And there's one about this dude who's going to break up with his gal to leave her for a flight attendant. But then his gal's like, yo, I'm sick. And then so he breaks up with the flight attendant, and then he just takes care of his wife. And he learns to love all the things he hated, because through taking care of her, he finds the love that had kind of disappeared. And then after his wife passes at the end, I'm just giving the whole thing away. After his wife passes in the end, he never recovers.
Wow.
He holds a flame for her forever. Yeah. Took the seriousness of that situation. But I don't think this dude's on that trajectory.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
this dude's not in Paris Je t'aime. This dude is Paris, I hate you, dude.
All it took was one girl from the South and he's out.
Yeah, he was looking too. Yeah. He had like a 3-minute convo with one girl that kind of went well, and he was like, this is my future. But it could be. I don't want to be too harsh. All right, one more question. What up, Sultans of Stoke and Legends of Living Lavish? I hope this message finds you well, and any guests on the pod too. Big thanks for all Stoke y'all bring me. Super bummed I missed your show in Atlanta. I need advice about this conundrum I find myself in. I was hooking up with this girl the other day, and we were both having a good time. We were talking about what we like sexually, and she said that she's been getting into BDSM recently. If that's your thing, then word no hate. But I can't help but find the practice amusing. After listening to the pod and hearing Chad joke about right-angling dongs, it was on my mind. I laughed and said, well, if you're on some cock and ball torture stuff, feel free to right angle my dong or something to that effect. She was not amused. She got upset and said that I was making fun of her sexual proclivities and stuff. I tried to explain that right angling dongs is funny to no avail. She said she wouldn't be shamed for her sexual desires and kicked me out. My question is, was I out of line and should I apologize to this girl for going too hard, or should I just cut my losses since she is a person who can't appreciate the inherent humor in an angled dong? Any wisdom would be appreciated. Keep up the stoke and stay wavy, Will. Bro, here's the thing. I think you're both in the wrong here. Because it's not easy to admit kink to someone. She might have acted confident about it, but that's a vulnerable situation for her to be like, I'm into BDSM stuff. And that, you said it's amusing, and it is funny. Like, that stuff does kind of crack me up too. But sometimes we laugh at things we're afraid of. Like, sometimes I'll see conflict and I'll laugh at it because that's how I've been conditioned. But underneath that laughter is fear. And you might be a little intimidated by the BDSM stuff and by her burgeoning sexuality. And then she also, in her vulnerable state, could have lashed out at you for what I think is a very funny joke about right angling dongs. But if she's not feeling heard on the BDSM stuff, then she's going to react that way. So I think what you got to do is try the BDSM stuff. Give it an honest try. Risk looking stupid. Risk being someone you would laugh at, and just try it. Because, dude, honestly too, if you laugh while doing that shit together, it's actually really bonding. If you're being vulnerable and then you guys laugh at the silliness of it, that's actually going to make sex even outside of BDSM better, I think. So I think you got to, if you like this gal, I would try it. And then once you've tried that, then I think you have a better place to come from of being like, all right, but you need to laugh at my jokes about this shit because it is kind of funny and I don't mean it to offend you. And that's a part of me to be irreverent about these things. So if I'm talking about my boy snapping my cock in half, it would mean a lot to me for you to meet me halfway on that. And I think, you keep your side of the street clean by putting on the gimp mask and by giving her some floggings. And then I think, she's got to hear you then. She's got to hear you. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. I would just try it. I think at this point, now that you're in the doghouse, you gotta go full BDSM, brother.
Yeah.
You gotta be a master. Be her. And there's a lot of responsibility in being a master. You have to be tender and not go too far and gentle. And give her little baby kisses. Tell her she's pretty. And then snap back into master. And be like, you are a dirty dog whore. But then you break a little bit. You're like, I'm just kidding, sweet. And then
and you kiss, and it's
you kiss her, and you're like, I love you, pet her. Just try it, dude.
Yeah,
what
try
the
it
fuck,
out.
man? Life's short. All right, dude. Yeah, okay, let's start with you. Jake, what's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is Republican Senator Mike Lee of Utah. Today, as about 10 hours ago, he placed a bill to ban pornography in the whole nation. This guy from Utah. Now, my first thought is like, maybe he's a Mormon or maybe like something of belief, but like, how are you going to ban it through the whole nation? I don't understand why you'd ban porn. I understand it's bad for some people, but like, also like, I'm sure Mike Lee jerked his dick to some porn at some point. It's just like a phase, I think.
Well, even if he hasn't, it's like, don't yuck other people's yums. I mean, I understand when people get more into like how the industry itself is like kind of predatory and corrupt.
Yeah.
I hear those arguments, but like a lot of industries are predatory and corrupt and we still allow them to exist. I mean, I think there's probably ways to regulate, especially now with people seem to have more agency over that because of OnlyFans and like being self-controlled kind of content production.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I'd have to see more on that. But is he coming at it just from like a pure moral standpoint that it's like smut and we don't want kids looking at it? I mean, dude, look, I've had porn problems my whole life, but I'm not. I think it's up to every citizen if they want to watch it or not. Like I try not to watch it. It's not good for me, but I mean, Jake, whack away, brother.
No, yeah, I'm having a great time whacking away.
And I mean, dude, there's there's some good porn out there.
Yeah, there is.
There's some hot people fucking. It's exciting to watch.
I remember one day you like named a porn star, and I'm like, yes,
dude. It's funny. I don't talk about it much on the pod, but like the way I am with like knowing movies and actors, I could do that with porn.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But there's this thing that gets in the way called shame, and I'm like, I don't need to flex that muscle, but it's there. I could go. Yeah, Mike, come on, dude.
Yeah, like
How about you just don't watch porn, bro?
Yeah, or at least like if say you want like to quote unquote ban it or whatever, like make it reasonable. Maybe like under a certain age.
Yeah, make it harder for kids under 18
Yeah.
to watch it.
That might
No,
be a
for
good
sure.
start,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I don't think it's good. It wasn't good for my little 12-year-old brain to be slamming it all the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I have more faith in people that they can figure stuff out.
Yeah. I think also too, like when you're like 14, 15, you and your buddies like discover like a pair of tits or something. And like, it really just like,
You make it sound like it's like in the woods somewhere.
yeah. Setting up the scene.
Jake, get over here. Jake, get over here.
It honestly might have been.
Yeah, right. There was like people would have porno mags like stashed out in
old Playboys and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I just think like, you know, that could be like a good bonding moment for a couple bros.
I watched porn with my friends. There'd be 8 deep of us in a room just schwacking it together, and it's some of the best memories of my life. Not actually, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I don't think it was. I would even go as far as to say it was borderline wholesome.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's like a lot of people think like you can't be a degenerate and be wholesome at the same time. I don't think because you watch porn that's making your soul icky. I think if you watch too much of it, it can be bad for your self-esteem and for your point of view on sex and for just like your dopamine. But I don't think there's worse things in the world. Like how about do something on like income inequality or like
just anything. You're a senator. Porn, I don't think porn should be.
It's last on the list.
Yeah.
But it is bad. Like kids don't watch it all the time and it's not bad, but like it can be bad for you.
There's certain dark parts of it.
It's made me very sad before. Yeah. But I'm still like I don't know what everybody else should be doing. So yeah, it's a lot of balls. Dude, my beef of the week is with it's hard for me to say this. My beef of the week is with people who hate Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Okay.
And I was kind of one of them. I didn't hate them, but I took shots at them.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching their doc on Netflix. Netflix is making like $1 billion off The Crown. Between that and The Crown, it's crazy. Dude, I feel for them. I know they're privileged and they kind of act a bit naive about everything. Like they're like, I can't believe this happened. It's like, well, you are a prince and a princess and like the focal point of the world's attention. But dude, I do feel bad for them. Like there's a scene where Harry's driving with Meghan and he's freaking out about the paparazzi tracking him down. And then you remember his mom died because of the paparazzi.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, that's not fair to any human being. And I don't even think the monarchy should exist, but it does. And I'm not going to like not feel compassion for these people. And then dude, she gets picked on for just like racist stuff. Like people, she's not being racist. She's black. And then like the press writes like racist stuff about her. It's all dog whistly, but then like, even like, I don't know, a lot of it's really, really gross. And I'd be fucking pissed if I was Harry. Like that's his fucking wife. Exactly. And I'm sure they made mistakes and they're kind of dumb, but I don't know. They both seem pretty solid considering. And yeah, they kind of won me over with the doc. I'm like, you know what? I give him a pass. I
think too, like the times, like maybe it's just because I'm alive at this generation, but I feel like our generation is like made a huge push towards more of like, not really even like socialism or anything, but like that, but more away from like what the past queen had, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not very like into it as you can tell, but I think they're getting a lot of hate because of that. You know, they're getting a lot of hate because they're like these new generation who see things different ways.
Yeah.
When it's like,
it's a very phlegmatic organization over there. No, they're not keeping up with the times at Buckingham or Windsor.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
No,
they're like, we do
this
these
is how
rules.
we do it. Yeah. Well, that's what's sad about it too. Is like Harry's like, hey, like my wife's getting picked on, and they're like, all of our wives got picked on. That's part of the process. I'm like, it sucks though, dude.
Yeah, and not to this degree.
No, I think they got it extra too.
Yeah,
I think they were getting grilled, and you know, a lot of people love them too, but. Yeah, I don't know. I came around. I was like, I fucking feel bad for these fucks. Jake, who's your baby of the week?
My baby of the week is the engineer at Apple who is nameless, who created the shuffle on a playlist, he created Shuffle. And the reason he's my babe of the week is because Steve Jobs took credit for it,
Yeah.
which is very annoying because as an engineer, this guy created something and then the CEO was like, "Oh, it's all mine." But the reason
That's what the money's for.
yes. But the reason it's my babe of the week is because a lot of my days start off with me getting in the car and pressing shuffle. And depending on what song comes on, it could potentially decide my mood,
Right.
good or bad.
No, that does. It does.
And if it's a great song, something nostalgic, something that brings me back to a memory, something that I know every word to,
yeah,
I'm already on the next.
you're on a higher plane.
Yes, exactly. So that's why he's my baby of the week. He never got any credit. So nameless man. Or if the Stokers somehow find out his name, let me know.
Yeah, they got some killers over there.
Yeah.
That stuff does matter. Like, dude, the guy who there was a big beef. I think it was this guy Koenig and Lois, and they were the best marketing team like in history. I think they came up with like Timex like takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I think they might have come up with the one for the Bug that was like think small or whatever, or think different for the Volkswagen Bug that went crazy.
Oh, okay.
But those two guys hate each other now.
Yeah.
Because I think Lois took credit for all the ideas, and Koenig's all pissed. I might have it backwards actually. And Koenig's all pissed off, and they don't talk anymore. And neither of them respected their job that much.
Yeah.
Like Koenig used to dismissively call himself a writer of short sentences. Like he wished he was a novelist, but now he's like fighting tooth and nail for credit over those short sentences. And it's like, I get it. Like legacy matters, but they've kind of like burned the joy out of their life trying to fight for credit on this stuff. But I would too. I'm like, those are things that people are going to remember you for. And we all care about that shit. Like this, like Steve Jobs is going to be remembered regardless, but this engineer, that could be his claim to fame forever.
Exactly.
And he could have given that to him.
Yeah. And that is now used on every platform. Like
Yeah.
this I'm not saying the guy might have got a bag. He might have got paid well, but still like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like the legacy part of it. I don't know.
No, I get it. It's his idea.
Yeah.
Ideas, they have value, they have currency. It's like, and beyond the monetary, like credit for that idea and like public perception of that being your idea is huge.
And then like invention itself, like the fact that this guy had the ability to code and find out a way to like, I don't even know the exact algorithm.
But the work that he went through to get there.
And then it's just like, oh, Steve Jobs did it. Like, come on.
Yeah, and I think we all know.
He didn't do it.
No, but he was calling that guy 60 times a day. But Did you figure that? Well, okay. Did Jobs come up with the idea of shuffle and he just didn't do the coding for it, or did this guy originate the entire idea?
From what I originally read, the guy came up with everything and introduced it to Apple.
He's like, I have an idea for this thing that picks a random song out of your library.
That's what I read. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, he needs the credit. Yeah. We need to find this guy.
Yeah, I will find it. I've been searching though, because it, like I said, it's so, I don't know what the algorithm is or how they pick the next song, but some days it's the light of it's the light of joy.
If it hits, I mean, you feel like someone's looking out for you.
Exactly.
All right. My babe of the week is Christian McCaffrey.
Nice.
Did good work for me in my first round playoff game.
Hell yeah.
That guy just puts up numbers.
Insane, dude. And they, like every time I think the 49ers can't get any better, they do.
Yeah, Purdy looks good.
Yeah, Purdy looks good. McCaffrey looks good.
Purdy's a guy.
Dude, he's from Iowa State.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that cut to his dad in the stands crying? Because
didn't see
the
that.
crowd was chanting his son's name?
No, that's
It was
awesome.
some Knight's Tale stuff. It was really sweet.
Yeah, just McCaffrey, just the ability to like move left to right.
He's
so
shifty.
Quick. Yeah.
And his route running, yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
All right, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is my friend Tony. The reason he's my legend of the week is because he just had 2 twin babies, his first babies ever. Been in the NICU for 42 days, and on the day that we're recording this, they're getting sent home. So my friend Tony, you're a legend for putting up with it, being a big man, you know, being a good dad to these kids. Yeah, so that's my legend, Tony.
Right on, man. I'm sorry to hear that, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's very nice of you.
I think it like honestly, like I feel like it probably would make you mature and get real like strong real quick.
Yeah,
you
get
know?
you out of your head and thinking about other people first. Yeah, you got some responsibilities now.
Right. So, yeah, that's shout out to Tony.
That's nice, man. Yeah, I hope those kids are doing all right. My legend of the week is Gavin Newsom for doing what I didn't have the power to do. He put a ban on these guys. Flavored vapes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was the vote. It was a prop. I don't even know if he put it on there, but we were talking about with like the porn thing. Like, I do believe in like letting people decide what they can and can't do. And you know, especially adults, it's like, you know, it's in our individual power to make that decision for ourselves. But I was not going to be able to kick this fucking thing. And I look so fucking lame smoking this thing. And I needed the government to step in. And I'm glad they're taking it out of my hand. I am thankful to the government. In this one instance, I am pro-prohibition. Take it away from me, Newsom. I'm quitting on January 1st. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I was going to do this fucking thing for the rest of my life. I'm so grateful to you, dude. But I better not see photos of you at French Laundry puffing on a lime romance flume, dude. All right? It's for all of us or none of us. Don't be no hypocrite again. But I'm thankful, dude. Thank you. It needed to happen.
Dude, when I saw that it didn't pass, I was like, fuck, what's JT gonna do?
No, I'm glad, dude. I was happy. I was like, thank you.
It's been like that for me where I live in Pasadena. Not to dox myself, but I might cut that.
No, they're coming for you, dude.
Yeah, it's been like that for months now. So I like go to these sketchy shops to still get them. But I hope you don't get to that point. I hope you don't like, you know, find the dark, like little alley place just because you need it that bad.
I mean, that sounds even lamer. Doing illegal drug deals for vapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think I could get any lamer, but that could be lamer.
It could be a thing though. It could be a
Dude,
thing. You gotta be careful, you know? Once you cut
Me
it off,
doing
just cut
quick
it off.
handoffs in alleys in North Hollywood for something called Rainbow Skittles. It's a dark day, brother. But hey, I won't rule it out at this point. I can't get cocky.
Yeah.
All right, what's your quote of the week?
This is a quote from Larry King. It says, never give up, don't fear change. And when he said this, he was like 85 years old.
Oh.
He was still telling people, never give up, don't fear change. And it's like, I'm trying to incorporate that into my daily life. Because, you know, it's a process. Things are changing every day. And as long as you try, and some days I don't put my best foot forward, but as long as you try to put your best foot forward, good things will happen in the end, I think. You know?
Yeah.
So
You got a better shot for sure.
100%.
Mine is an old German proverb. Faint heart never won fair lady.
What is that from?
It's an old German proverb.
Oh. I thought that was a part of the quote.
No. Yeah, you had some sass on that too. You're like, where's that from?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
I get it now, but the first
Faint heart never won fair lady, bro.
Yeah, but I thought the German proverb part was the beginning, and I'm like,
No, dude, German proverb part was clearly.
it's introductory to what it is.
Yeah. I like that, though, dude.
I'm
Maybe I
sorry,
didn't
I'm
space it.
sorry,
No, it's
yeah.
me, dude. I didn't space it out right. You right.
I'm like, I have my ear. Like, what? Did I hear that right?
All right, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
My phrase of the week for getting after it. Happy holidays.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, this episode will come out right before the holidays. Happy holidays.
Dude, mine is from the Walter Isaacson book on Kissinger. And it's Kissinger in his younger years writing on Bismarck. Bismarck was the chancellor of Germany during the First World War. The First World War. And he said, he was talking about his personality, Bismarck's personality. He said, for this reason, he could never accept the good faith of any opponent. It accounts, too, for his mastery in adapting to the requirements of the moment. It was not that Bismarck lied. This is much too self-conscious an act, but that he was finely attuned to the subtlest currents of any environment and produced measures precisely adjusted to the need to prevail. So he didn't have like morals and stuff because he fundamentally thought that was not helpful to getting the outcome he wanted. So whatever the situation was, he would do and say what would help him get what he needed out of that moment. It's really, really cynical.
Yeah.
It's very cynical, but to me, that does seem like how a lot of stuff gets shaped.
Yeah, there's a
Is
lot
by
of
the people who
out
are
there.
able to do that.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying have your eye out for that. Know if you're dealing with someone who thinks like that. Because then if you're coming at it with like, hey, I'm going to be super sweet and my best self, you might get run over. And so I don't mean to be like, I'm not saying be cynical, but I'm saying be aware of cynicism. And you don't have to stoop to that level, but you at least have to have your eyes open when it's in front of you.
Yeah, 100%. You said it right on the nail. Hit it right.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Well, my one thought is, what's up with all the German shit?
What do you mean?
The German Provop, and then this was about,
Why not? Why not German shit?
I mean, I'm just wondering, did you like take a trip or something?
No. I'm chilling, dude. I take a trip every day, but my feet are on the ground right here in Cali. Wait, like, but
Are you like watching like German movies or something, or?
I mean, I have like new wave stuff, like Fassbender.
No, I'm just it's two things in a row that are German based.
Coincidence, dog.
Yeah, coincidence, I guess.
Are you like?
I've
Are
been
you
watching too much Kanye.
Are you suggesting I'm a Nazi?
No.
I mean, come on, bro.
No,
It's a little unfair, bro.
I'm not suggesting.
Jumping
that.
to conclusions a little bit. I didn't hear much of that rhetoric in what I was saying.
No, I know. It was just the last one you were like German proverb, and then this one you're like, it was a guy from Germany who or something. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, he was from Germany. Yeah, Bismarck, bro, the Iron Chancellor. I mean, he probably didn't have the best opinions on people, but
Yeah.
no, but I ain't no Nazi.
No, I think
I'm on the record that way.
Yeah. I'm not saying you are either.
No, I know you're not saying that. You were kind of saying it though.
No, I wasn't, bro.
It was a hint of it in the way you said German. You could have subbed in Nazi for German, and the sentence would have sounded the same.
Well, to be honest, I am German, so I'm just interested in why you're interested in my culture.
You're wary of your own, and I appreciate that. Look, they have a track record that speaks for itself, but these are different folks. I don't put them all in the same bucket. All right, well that was crazy because we lost Chad, but Jake, you did a great job. You always do, man.
I tried.
And then thank you, Stokers. We'll see you in the new year. Happy holidays. Have a good new year. Everybody be safe. Hug and kiss the ones you love. Pile up on good food and good laughs, and we'll see you guys in the next year.
New year, yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Later, Stokers.
If you need advice, these guys are